Hey everyone, how you doing? We are back with episode 23, I believe, of Path of Exile Betrayal. We are right where we left off, at the door to the Temple of Decay, level 1. We are going to dive in here and fight our way through a whole mess of spiders and eventually get to Arakali's lair and save Silk. And I imagine you all know how well saving Silk is going to go. So this is a long, sort of vault temple-like underground area. There are a lot of spiders in here, as you might expect, since Arakali is a giant spider. And there is a little bit of a... I thought I heard something drop. Just a 4-link armor helmet. Not useful. There is a sort of pattern to this. There are some of these large platforms like this one, and I'm pretty sure the way forward is usually off one of these side passages that lead away from those. Maybe not this one, but one of these. So I'm going to fight my way through this. This goes on for quite a ways. I think it's 2 levels steep. It's one of the areas that I think is probably a bit too long. But I'm going to fight my way through this. If I find anything interesting, I will let you know. Okay, we hit a little fort inside the spider temple, so I'm going to execute Riker.
Violence is part of the natural order.
You're more savage than any animal.
And I'm going to go ahead and bargain with Tora. So we now have everyone up in the organization.
I'm glad we could come to an understanding.
Going to grab a couple useful items, and I'm going to continue up. I'm going to find the way down. So we can move down to the next level. And this is more of same. One of the reasons I feel that this goes on just a little too long, because it's just more of same. So I'll be back when I find something cool. We found this little mini boss fight. I don't even know if you saw him. Sort of a dude standing in the middle of this platform, one of those guard type things. I don't even know what he's supposed to represent, but we killed him. Because that's what you do. We have run into Alva again, so let's go ahead and explore another incursion.
Ah, there you are. Ready to revisit the past? The more you kill, the more you change my map. And the closer we get to finding the temple in the present day. Let's have a look at the layout.
Okay, we definitely don't want to reduce our resistances throughout the temple. So let's try not to kill this guy. We're going to try and kill this guy and open this door, I guess. So we want to go right and up.
Let's go.
Let's go. I see the boss up there. Oop, we dropped the temple, the stone here. I probably should have gone back and... Let's make a run for this door. We should be able to make it. We did. Alright, we accomplished our goal because we did kill that guy. One of the advantages of totems is they kill stuff when you're not there. We got another stone of passage. Maybe we can use this somewhere else. I don't think we're going to reach anything. Yep.
Good job, Exile.
Okay, well, we accomplished our goal. We connected up that room. It would have been nice to connect up the next one, but...
You've decided to keep the architect of the breach alive. I honestly don't know what he'll do in that room. The temple looms closer with each new step. Find me again, and we'll continue our task.
I was trying to get to the next gap up here so we could open the apex, but we're getting close. We have a pretty good map of this side, so hopefully we'll get something on this side next time. She has 2 more incursions in this area, so I'm going to poke around quite a bit here. We are on the 2nd level of the temple, which is actually, I think, the 3rd level. And I'll let you know what we find. We found Alva again, so let's see what she's offering.
Ah, there you are. Ready to revisit the past? The more you kill, the more you change my map. And the closer we get to finding the temple in the present day. Have a look at where you're going.
Okay, so this contains strong boxes, and if we kill this master or this architect, it's going to contain strong boxes again, but it'll be upgraded, so it will be probably better strong boxes. So we don't have to open any doors. This is already connected to 2 different locations, so we're good to go. All we need to do is kill Takaba.
Time to go.
And he is right there. And let's get out of there for now because he has a lot of buddies. Alright, we killed Takaba. We don't care about anything else, so now we can just kill monsters for loots. I mean, we could open a passage, but we don't really care. And I do not want to kill the other architect because that will change this to a different temple room. So we'll skip that part. And maybe we can get here. Sure, we'll open that. There's no reason not to. And we're pretty much done in here. I don't really want to kill the other guy, and there's just a few monsters left. So I'll let this clock run out, and we will go back to talk to Alva.
Good job, Exile.
We got some good drops there.
With Xantipi's growing influence, there are certain to be even more dangerous and lucrative chests around.
The temple looms closer with each new step.
Okay, and we're doing well according to Alva. So, back on our way to find the exit. We have one more incursion in here, and I'm going to do that when I find it. I don't know that I'll show it on camera. We've done 4 or 5. I don't think there's any reason to do all of them on screen. So we cleared the rest of the incursions and found the stairs down, and I think these stairs down take us to our final confrontation, so let's find out. They do not. So we will keep going even further. Okay, we did find a crafting recipe in here, so I'm going to go ahead and open that. Accuracy.
That's impressive.
Which doesn't really do us any good, but it's one more slot filled, so hopefully we're getting close to the end here. I will be back when we're ready to kill our Kali. Okay, one more set of stairs. Maybe we're getting close. We are not. It just keeps going. Much as I like the architecture down here, it really does go on a bit much. We do get some new monsters in here. We get these little sort of robotic dudes that I think they do a little area effect shock. Is that right? This is a smaller map, so we are almost to the exit already. There is Arakali's web. The final fight, finally. I am putting a portal down just in case, and we are going to go take on Arakali. And you can see Silk is in here already.
My bride has arrived, Exile. I hope you brought a wedding gift.
Ah, there she is. So Aracali is basically run in circles and avoid the purple lines. And I don't know if you saw what happened there, but Aracali just ate Silk. And we killed Aracali fairly quickly because I think we're...
Death is the true climax of perverted lust.
Yeah, we're still over leveled. So I'll pick up a couple items. We'll talk to Sin.
Many an artist of Esmerian descent has engaged in the sad worship of that sultry arachnid. But you looked in those hypnotic eyes and then ripped them out. She lies in her bed of sordid memory, alone. A little of the spider yet creeps and crawls in my palm. A touch more power for my subduer of gods.
And we get another major Pantheon. 5% reduced damage taken from damage over time. 10% chance to avoid lightning damage when hit. Not bad, but I'll stick with my stun reduction.
You hear that? No? It is spirit singing as does the fly who escapes the web. Yes, it is most happy with us. And with your strange friend there too. He is a god. Yes, I can see that much. But why he helps you? Of all questions, that one you must have answered to. Now I must return to Broken Bridge. So tired now. We will speak more of Silk and Sorrow then.
Okay. The exit is open to Act 8. And we're going to go ahead and go through and find our way to Sarn. And right away we find a waypoint. So before we go anywhere else, I'm going to go back to Act 7 and... Oops. Well, I'm going to kill the monsters that are trying to ambush us. Then I'm going to go back to Act 7 and just make sure we clean up everything back there. Pretty sure we did, but I'll make sure. Sin has a little something to say.
Many an artist of Esmerian descent has engaged in the sad worship of that sultry arachnid. But you...
That is the exact same thing he told us before. Anyone else? Yena told us to come back here. She doesn't have anything to say, so I think we're good to go. I'm going to dump my inventory before we move on. Oops, I didn't want to throw that in there. I didn't see a whole lot there that was really going to be useful to us, but we will continue on our way with our current setup, and I will look at those later. Into Act 8 and the ramparts. And this area, nice open forested. If we go up here, you can see there is the city wall. So we're basically going to follow the city wall and find the way into town. And I will let you know when we find something cool. I do see a abyss down here, so I'm going to hit that really quick before we move on. Whoa, there is a rogue exile here, and a painful one. Alright, that finished the abyss. Let's clear a few monsters around it just so we can pick up our loot. And I'm just going to look for anything else interesting that dropped and continue on my way. So here's the gap in the wall we can use to get to the top of the wall. And once we're up here, we're just going to continue along the top of the wall, sort of going back the way we came to find the entrance to Sarn. And again, if anything cool happens, I will let you know. We have fought our way to the entrance of the Sarn encampment, and we are ready to visit the city. And Sarn should look fairly familiar. The layout's about the same. The people are the same. The color's a little off. Something bad has happened. Let's go ahead and get the story.
Dodri Darktongue is the insidious infection that threatens to make septic the great and terrible wound that is Sarn. However, any certainty that I had as to her exact whereabouts has been sundered by the sheer stench of her presence. We shall have to deduce her location from those who know the area best. These locals that cling to Sarn like hungry maggots.
Okay, so we have to find Dodri. Sin doesn't know where she is, so dump my inventory quickly so we can be ready to go. And let's talk to the so-called locals.
Good to see you in Sarn once again. I wish that we could be greeting under fairer skies, yet this city remains clouded in strife. Lunaris, eternal goddess of the moon, and her sister Solaris of the sun, have risen to reclaim what was once their own. Siblings equal in strength, mighty twin rivers converging, sweeping all before them. We are cornered animals, awaiting the deluge that will surely drown us. Yet there exists a pair of ancient treasures, the sun orb and the moon orb. They are our hope. Our desperation.
Okay, so we are looking for the sun and the moon orb.
There is nothing else.
Good to see you still soldiering on. With all these gods and past horrors wandering around Sarn, I don't assume anyone's alive and kicking these days. If Sarn wasn't mad enough, now we've got some whip-tongued hag cooking up a stinking curse in the sewers. Took it from her mother-in-law at first, but no. Based on my meagre historical knowledge, I reckon we have a certain Dodri Darktongue to contend with. Where in blazes is she hiding? I've no idea. So, the only way we're going to catch this witch is by getting our hands, and possibly a lot more, well and truly dirty. And by we, I mean you, of course. The sewers are no place for a simple businessman like me. Do us a favour. Head into them sewers and track that old hag down. Get her to reveal herself, and put her down. Ha! Better your eyes than mine, eh?
Yeah, at least Hargan tells it like it is, and is honest about his motivations.
Bring back something nice,
Grigor is gone, but Clarissa is here, so we can talk to her.
Sarn is changing, and so are we who live here. There, Tolman. Don't you worry. I love you. I'll think of something.
So, last time we were here, Tolman was actually killed by Piety in one of her experiments. And now he's standing there in stocks and not looking particularly healthy. So, I'm guessing we're going to have a quest from Clarissa dealing with Tolman in the future. So, before we get started, we're going to go... this is the way forward over here to the toxic conduits. We also have the labyrinth we can do up there, which we can probably do anytime. Oh no, that's the PvP arena. The labyrinth is here. We can do that almost anytime. We are in the toxic conduits and finding our way to Dodri Darktongue. The sewers are obviously full of sewage and all sorts of nasty toxic beasts, which we will fight our way past and kill in great numbers until we get to Dodri. And this is again another fairly long area. So, whoa, we're standing in a whole bunch of poison. I forgot about that. All the zombies leave a cloud of poison behind them, which is rather nasty when you have very little in the way of chaos resist, so we're going to avoid standing in that anymore. It's also a bit hard to see, so I will let you know when I find Dodri or anything else interesting. Let's move toward research and switch her with Janus. We have a whole bunch of people tied to research, and research is almost done.
Adapt or die, Exile. Adapt or die.
And we did find Dodri's chamber, so we are going to call up our golem again and go into the cesspool. And, oh, this actually goes on further than I remember. We have some sulfite in here, it looks like. And we always want more sulfite.
This'll do nicely, Exile.
And I am doing a lot of running around because I really don't want to be hit by all this chaos damage in here. Our chaos resist is pretty bad. Okay, we have found a suspicious looking loose grate in the floor here. As usual, I'm going to throw down a town portal. I don't think we'll need it, but never hurts. And we are going to go face off against Dodri. So this is a strange little fight. Basically, we pop this valve and Dodri shows up and she starts throwing down all sorts of nasty effects. And if they accumulate too much, you can hit the valve again to sort of reset what she's doing. I am going to go ahead and hit this, and Dodri flies down. Keep my totems up. And there she is. And you can see the valve is active again, so we can... We're not going to have to bother with it because I think we're just going to kill her really quickly. Sin is back.
Once more into the breach, and once more we return victorious. Although I have to admit, I did not relish the sensation of imbibing that foul witch's soul. I felt decidedly unclean. Still, our journey nears completion. To the north lies Highgate, and the cessation of our efforts to extract the dark ember from my dearly departed beast. And none too soon. Every hour, Katava's strength grows, and the longer he and the other gods dwell on this land, the less is humanity's chance of survival.
Okay, so here's the sewer outlet we're going to go ahead and go through because there's a waypoint right here. We have a reward in town and 2 prompts to talk to Marmoa, so I think we're going to do that. Get our quest reward first. And you can see the light has changed, so it's nice and shiny again.
You'd suppose someone as crafty as Dodri would have kept her ugly head under wraps as soon as she saw you coming. I guess death robs us of many things, including our common sense. In any case, thank you. The sewers can run clear now that there's no fetid witch clogging up the pipes. Here, have a little something to commemorate your fine clean-up job.
And we get a ring as a reward, and I'm going to take a quick look at our resists.
Any chance you might be willing to join forces and turn a healthy profit with old Argon? You ever heard of the wings of Visteri? Not just another damned artifact. This one was the highest symbol of the office of the Meriketh, held by the Sekhima of Sekhimas. History books will say the wings were last worn by Sekhima Asenath, the Golden Sekhima. The one who went and got herself murdered by Hector Tertusius. The only problem is that Tertusius himself is up and guarding his pretties once more. Still, if you can recover those wings of Visteri, then I'm confident I can sell them back to the Meriketh for a fair sum. They're a cultural icon after all, dripping with sentimental value. What do you say?
Of course we will help you, Hargan. You're our bud. My resists are terrible, 66, 41, 47, so we want a cold lightning resistance ring as our Dodri reward. Cold and lightning should be this, so it's probably not going to be useful, but better than
Don't do
nothing.
anything I would.
We will also talk to Marmella and find out more about our quests for her.
These owl eyes of mine have been watching the sun goddess from afar. The sun orb lies within her temple, guarded by her most ardent devotee, an exile who, in his insanity, has taken to calling himself the Dawn. That orb is the seed that must be stolen from this new son of hers and planted at the feet of his ancient mother. I've been keeping a close eye on that exile-turned-sycophant who calls himself the Dusk. Dusk carried the moon orb into the Linares temple and has not returned with it, not as far as I have seen. No doubt he clings to that orb like it's his adopted mother's own nurturing breast. If you were to wean him from the teat and place that orb at the bereft mother's feet, we may yet see the moon itself fall.
Okay, so moon orb, sun orb.
Kalakota.
Where did Sin go? Sin doesn't have anything to say, but Clarissa does. I bet she's going to ask us to help with Tolman.
Exile, you've helped me before. You can help me again, can't you? My hope waits for me to the east, tucked away in a shrine in the Key. The Ankh of Eternity. Veruso, Prima Imperialis, placed it there himself at the dawn of the Empire. If the legends are correct, the Ankh has powers over life and death. When paired with the correct Asmerian ritual, I've learned the ritual. All I need is the Ankh of Eternity, and I know I can bring Tolman back. Properly, this time. Will you retrieve the artifact for us? I've tried, but the creatures around the shrine, simply too dangerous. Yes, Tolman, I'm getting to that. I've already prepared a site for the ritual out in the Key. Please, meet us there with the Ankh so that I may yet breathe life into my dearest love.
What a surprise.
Watch yourself.
Undead rituals for Tolman. So, I think this is probably a good place to call the episode. We made some good progress into Act 8, and we have a good waypoint to go to move forward. Thanks as always for watching. If you enjoyed the episode, please consider hitting the like and subscribe buttons. Hit the bell if you want to receive notifications when new videos go out, and drop me a comment if you have suggestions or thoughts on the episode. Thanks again. Have a great day. I'll see you next time.